Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade. Today we're going to be taking a look at a short trade here on crude oil. We're getting a beautiful retest of the earlier wedge breakdown, and we're seeing initial aggressive selling pressure right back down again. So earlier this morning, around 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning Eastern time, we formed this little bit of a wedge right here, and that wedge smashed through the lows. Hyper aggressive selling pressure on that breakdown. Knowing that the sellers took it that aggressively and had such a big move down, if we come back to that area, they're probably going to attempt to try to defend it a little bit, but you still need to wait to see that. We come back up. We tap that level, and immediately bearish rejection comes right back in again. So if we trigger in short, I'm definitely looking to sell at 30.80 and looking for another ride back down again. We have a large level of support down at 30.38 that I'm looking to get tested, and that will be the primary objective. Now, secondary objectives and bigger targets and all that fun stuff, that could be a little bit farther down. You know, if they want to create somewhat of a measured move off of the high here, they could be looking for a bigger move down, and that would be down at 30.04. So there is definitely potential for some larger movement here, but we need to see the sellers kick in and get those targets filled before, you know, around that 38 level back to the low a day before we really are convinced that they're coming in. So our sell is sitting there at 30.80. The first target is going to be down here at the lows. 38 is the target, but I never want to put it straight on that level. 41 is going to be the target there. We're going to take 3 off there, take the majority of the profit off there. And then the final target's going to come down to this 30.04 area. Again, I don't want to put it right on there, so 30.07 should be fine. Just one contract because it might not break down that aggressively, and I don't want to give any of that profit back by taking half off here and the other half off here and then missing a big run or getting whipped out of the trade. I'd rather have that not happen. So looking short at 30.80, looking for the first target down to 30.41. Once we get triggered in, the stop is just going to go above the high here. To that first target, we're looking at a 39 tick target. The secondary target down to the lows there, we're looking at 73. So there is a lot of potential for the trade, especially considering how small the stop is if we get triggered in here. So we'll give it a little bit of time, see if they can trigger us in short, and then we're looking down to that 30.41. Sellers are pushing down aggressively, trying to break this little level of rising support. This is a possible rising channel up here that we really want to see the sellers break through. If we can stay underneath this and break through, we should be clear to go. But if they fail to close below that and break underneath it, then we have to consider getting out early. We get the target filled. Beautiful. Wonderful. It's exactly what we were looking for. Stop is going to go to 1, and we'll lock the stop in. At this point, given how strongly down we've moved, we can definitely go a little bit farther in the profit. Again, the big area that we absolutely must see right now is we absolutely have to see the sellers stay underneath this level of support. If we can stay underneath that level of support, we should be A-okay to hold this for a farther move down. But if they're unable to do so, we could see a bounce right back up again, and we may want to consider getting out if that's the situation. We did get that major target at 38 tested now, and they're trying to trade through it. And we are breaking down to the low of day. The big line in the sand right now is this channel low. So as long as we can stay underneath that, we should be good to go. Looking for that next target down at 30.07. All right, pushing into the, oh, there we go. We got a fill. That was nice and quick there. It was going to lock the stop in a little bit tighter here, but we don't actually have to. So we got that front run target filled. We've been in this one for a decent amount of time, but you'll notice right off the bat, if we look at the price, we had that rising channel. They firmly closed underneath it. We also have that major level that we were talking about at 38. We broke underneath that as well. So the sellers had every reason in the world to want to be selling that. And they even came back and tapped it and fell off there as well. So if you were looking for another way to get into the trade or add more, that's a nice little addition right there. And you can see a lot of people took it. But along with that, a lot of people took profit too, given how wicky it got down here. But we got our target filled all the way back down to those lows. Beautiful move down. It's exactly what we were looking for. The open at 9 o'clock definitely helped a lot in that move down. But we got the targets filled all the way back lower. Only 4 contracts, but still $1,900 on the trade. That's $1,900. It's 190 ticks. So absolutely perfect move. I love that retest of that prior area of support turned resistance. Worked out beautifully. So if you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Go over to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com. And as always, we'll catch you next time.